Alright, welcome YouTube. So, I got asked to do a deck tech on the green white 9 lives deck that I've been playing. Um, I just won another match prior to recording this video. So now I'm currently 14-1, 15-1. So it has a pretty high percent win rate here. This is the deck, so I'm just going to give you a quick. It's just a bunch of enchantments, uh, board wipes, win conditions, the sideboard, Sorcerer Spyglass, Graphickers. I'll go in more into depth after the match, but let's get into the game first, and then I'll come back and explain what I am playing and why I'm playing it. So I'm currently here, see I'm 4-0 currently with the deck. I've already done a few of these traditional historic events, and this is my third one. The first two were 4-1 or 5-1 and 5-0, and I played it in what's it called, Mythic. I've got up to 98% from like around 80% Mythic. So let's see, let's play the match. On the play, I'll keep because I have removal, I have one piece of the combo, draw power, ramp. So let's play this because this could tap either way. I mean, most likely it's just gonna go green, so I can do this, but elf. Might want to get rid of the elf, but I just drew Wrath the God, so that may not be. I think I'm still gonna get rid of the elf though, because then next turn I could just play this, and then use this. This draws me a card. So I think that would just be better, just to keep him off creatures for now. Okay, so there's the combo. But we're gonna play this for white mana because this gives me green mana anyways. So I'm gonna play that for white mana. Play this. Let's see if he has a fast enough start, I guess. Obviously, I would like to have a fourth land at least, but it's not a bad hand. It's not the obvious. Yep, Gross Spellbreaker. I'm assuming haste. Yep, save me for 5. Okay. Okay, so there's the land. Like a shock. At the God. And then the following turn, I could play this and play this. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so let's Wrath the God here. Yep. And then I'll be able to play this on, say, this, and then play this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be 5th mana. So if I draw another land within the next, 2, 3 draws, Rekindling Phoenix, then I can just play the combo straight up. Could exile this and target this to keep it off the field. Just keep my life total as high as possible, I guess. And unless he draws a haste creature, my Calyx will survive. Alright, so target that, target this. That's what the Calyx is kind of good for. It can tutor out for enchantments here, or it can act as a removal against enchantments or creatures here. I still need another land though. Not another land, but alright, let's do this. So I guess let's just not search. Yeah, let's do this first. So tap for green. Let's play this on this. Draw a card. Rest in peace is not what I'm looking for. Let's see what I grab from this. Banishing Light, though, on the other hand, is not bad. Once again, I could keep. Oh, he could pay the mana to give it hexproof, though. But I could. No, I'm just gonna grab the win condition here. Should I just play Solemnity or play this and draw a card? I think I need to play Solemnity and draw a card. Because if I hit my 6th land, I can just literally play this, search for 9 lives. Oh, there's 9 lives. But I could have searched for 9 lives and cast it on the same turn. Because I have 2, 3, 4, 5. It would be 6 mana. But I drew 9 lives, I guess, so... Cool Spellbreaker. Can't gain counter, so it gives a haste. Kills Calyx. I wonder if he main decks like enchantment removal. If he doesn't main deck enchantment removal, then... Well, I kind of just stop him from doing anything. Temple of Plenty. So, I'm going to play 9 lives here first. In case I draw an untapped land. Then I could cast, so that way I could cast this also. Nope, okay. So let's scry. Don't need that though. I guess let's cast Rest in Peace. I don't know if he requires a graveyard, but I don't. Okay. I think it's just on your end. The stream seems fine. I think it might just be on your end here. Okay, so how does he win? Because I have the 2-card combo here. So I can't lose to damage, or if I receive damage, it puts a counter on here. But this prevents counters being put on, so now I can't receive damage. See? So I'm stay there permanently. So let's play this. This is the win condition, Sigil. Now I can start casting 4/4s every time I play an enchant, or get the 4/4s come into play every time I cast an enchantment. Thanks. There you go. So I can't lose damage because of the combo. Now I have my win condition. Alright, so he's just Gruul. Okay. So let's do this. Let's see. So he's Gruul. So he doesn't touch my hand. I don't need that. He doesn't require the graveyard. I don't need that. Okay. So let's see. Exelon's Binding's good. Gideon's Intervention's good. What else here? These are good. They're just blockers. And my enchantments. This is mainly against control because your enchantments and creatures can't be countered, but it's still good. It's just 2/3 body. I could bring another Solemnity actually in, so that way I have more of the combo. Maybe take out. Well, I want to call out like Reclamation Sage with this. Maybe take out Calyx, add the 3rd Solemnity. Okay. So let's see how this works. I brought more into the combo, so we'll see what happens. I assume he's gonna have enchantment removal on the sideboard, so I could also bring in Sorcerer's Spyglass just to like peek at his hand. That's an interesting hand. Might be way too slow. Or more. It's a little better, I guess, because now I have a board wipe, early removal. So I'm gonna keep. I can cast that. Alright, I'm gonna bottom one of the Wrath of Gods. Probably not the best idea, but I want to keep at least some of the piece. This way, if I draw Solemnity, there's 3 Solemnities in the deck now. If I draw Solemnity, I'll have the 2-card combo. Okay, that's a needed land, so that's good. So turn 2, Plains, Haven, there's Solemnity. So now I have the combo in my hand. I just have to, I guess, play it out and see what happens. Pelk Collector, sure. So I have 2, 3, another Wrath of God. So what is he holding back? I guess I'll Baffling End. There's no reason to just throw this out, I guess, in a sense. Because once this gets removed from play, you lose the game. So if I play both of them out and he gets rid of Solemnity, then technically once I hit 9 counters, I lose the game. So I want to see what if he has a questing beast. Okay, that's a good one. Okay, so I'm just gonna Wrath here. Still at 16, not in danger of dying. I have 2, 3, 4, 5 mana, 1 more mana, and I could just play both of them out on the same turn. Troll, sure. Troll's fine. Okay, there's that. So I'm gonna cast Solemnity here. Just to cast. Because I doesn't really matter. I'm at 16 life. There's no reason to cast, so he does have an enchantment removal in his hand. I'm assuming if he's reading it. Yep. Okay. See, and that's why if I would have played both of them, he got rid of that, then I could have just lost the game. So now I gotta draw another Solemnity. Obviously, he can't kill this because it has hexproof. I'm hoping he throws out more creatures though. Elf is not. Okay, so that helps, I guess. That creates an 0/4 blocker against the troll. So I'll take it. Gets me another land deep. Thins my deck out. Let's grab this. Go ahead, your turn. So I'll take 4, go to 9, create a 0/4 body. And then I can gain 2 life on the third effect. There's 2 cards in his hand. I also have the, from the new set from Zendikar, it's both a land and a card that can return cards from the graveyard. So that's another way to kind of, you know, so if they destroy Solemnity, Rekindling Phoenix, well that is a little annoying actually though. Because then he just gets it back. See, so this could return Solemnity. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he can return. He only has 1 card in his hand. I could block here. So, So what I'm gonna do here? Most likely, I should just play 9 lives. Okay, so let's play 9 lives out. Yeah. So there's a pause. I'm assuming the pause is from that. Let's return a card from my graveyard. Let's grab Solemnity. And just gotta hope he doesn't draw another, I guess, Return to Nature. I'm gonna go to 11, but it doesn't matter because of this, but it... Okay. Yep, so I'm still gonna block here, even though... because it prevents one of the counters. So now I only 2 counters go on the day. Yep. Galta. Okay. Well, Solemnity just kind of stops everything then. Alright, so Solemnity. We will play it on... I have 1, 2, let's hold on. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white sources, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll just put it on white. Alright, so now it's on 2 permanently until he could remove Solemnity. He needs to draw another Return to Nature. If he doesn't, then I could just draw. So I need to draw some good, hopefully some good cards here. I have a lot of Cruel Spellbreaker, sure. No blocks, because there's no counters going on it, so it's fine. No blocks. I mean, if I draw a Baffling End here... Oh, Excellence Binding. Actually, that's actually pretty good. Alright, so... we're gonna Wrath here, and then Binding the token. Just kind of a precaution, I guess, just to prevent more counters going on anyways. So it's at 2. Obviously, no more counters could go on Solemnity, but if he ends up drawing, let's get rid of the token so Phoenix can't come back. If he ends up drawing another Return to Nature, him having 6 creatures is bad. Okay, scry. Don't need another land. What is it giving me the option to do here? It's kind of curious that it didn't just pass my turn. Okay, pass turn. Yeah, it's just buying me time. So the Wrath of God was just there to buy me time. So, yep, that doesn't do anything. Divided among, does 2 damage divided. So it does damage, so that doesn't work. Alright. Narrow, I drew my win condition. Just need more enchantments in play, I guess. And he didn't. Oh, he gave it haste. Oh, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, so he could try to do 2 damage to me. Oh, he drew it. Okay. Oh, yeah. Alright. He drew another one. So, alright, well, we got drew Banishing Light, so that's good. Let's get rid of the Hellkite. That's, you see, if I wouldn't have removed his board there and he drew the second one, I could have just lost the game. So that is also good here because now I can go grab, I can either grab another Solemnity. Yeah, I'm going to do that just to prevent, just in case. Top of that, it creates another 4/4. Now he has to draw another Return to Nature. And I still have 6 more counters to go before I lose the game. Alright, good game, guy. There you go, see? Won another one, and that just completed the 5-0 with this deck. So, it's a historic deck. It's very good. There you go. See? 5-0. So, claim prize. Sweltering Suns. Sarkon. Okay. Alright, so let's go into the deck. Let me give you guys some pointers on the deck, I guess, of how I'm playing it. Obviously, everyone plays the deck differently, so depending on how you want to play it, it's, you know, your choice. Alright, so start things off. So I run 4 Baffling Ends. You gotta remove early cards. It's an enchantment, so it helps you draw here. It removes the board so you can get to these, you know, set this up. Obviously, if you lose before you can put both of them in play, then there's no point in the deck. So there's 4 of those to remove early game. Rest in peace, because prior to Zendikar, there was a lot of graveyard effects. Uro, Red-Black Sack, you know, Jund Sack. So rest in peace is good. It's an enchantment, like, once again, draws cards, you know, makes 4/4s. And I don't really need my graveyard. Sure, that means if I remove my graveyard, I can't return a card from my graveyard, but I play it because it's also a land. So I don't need the first effect, the sorcery effect. I could just use it for the land. And this is really good, and I have 2 more on the sideboard against those graveyard decks. Birth grabs me lands, this is an enchantment, creates an 0/4, gain 2 life. This is a ramp card. I've never used it to make the 2/2 beast, the wolf, whatever, but it's mainly there to kind of ramp you, and it's an enchantment, so it could trigger all these other effects. 1 Banishing Lights and removal, enchantment. Tutor is very critical, as you saw there. I used it to go search out for Solemnity, but it can literally search for almost every card in your deck. You cannot grab, obviously, Wrath, Calyx, or Approach, but almost every other card it can grab. And then here's the combo, Solemnity, 9 lives. So you can still lose the game by life loss, but you can't lose or deck out, but you can't lose the game by damage. Because if a damage would be done, you put a counter on it instead. This prevents counters, so watch out. So that's one way you can still lose. Like if they have Priest of the Forgotten, it makes you lose 2 lives. So you can still lose, and that's why I was trying to keep my life total still high, in case there's effects that he had or something like that. So try to keep your life total high. Even though if you have the combo in play, try to keep your life total high because you can still lose by life loss. It's very rare to lose by a life loss, but it's possible. This is a new card from Zendikar. Like I said, they helped out there. He destroyed Solemnity. I used it to get it back. It's a land at worst case scenario. This is your draw power. If you play this card, try not to have more than 2 in play usually. You can have 3, and then you can use Calyx to exile it. But if you have more than 2, you could deck out. The one loss that I've had with the deck, I played three on board and I decked myself out. I wasn't able to win the game, and this was prior to me putting approach into the deck. I put approach into the deck because of that now, so that way now I can cast this, I'll shuffle it back and draw it again and cast it again and win the game. Gideon's Intervention, very great card to stop something like if I would have known. So the game prior to this, before I started recording, I was playing against the Oracle Thassa deck, and I called Thassa's Oracle, and he couldn't win the game. He played 55 lands, for the blue card that goes through the deck until it hits a spell, and then one Oracle. So you play you cast this, call Oracle, Thassa of Oracle, and they can't win. I call out Ugin against that opponent. If I would have had it out, I'd call that Return to Nature. Whatever the problematic card is, you call it, and that's what it does. Leyline of Sanctity, this is a good card, especially for white. So it protects your hand, which is crucial in this deck. You need your hand to survive, and I have another one in the sideboard for that reason. It comes in play for free if you have it in opening hand. It's an enchantment, triggers all these other effects, but the main reason is to protect your hand. That's what I have it for, and there's a lot of Thoughtseize going around in Historic. Fourth the Wrath of Gods, that's, obviously, got to keep the board clear. Calyx could search out for enchantments. You could remove exile creatures. You can exile enchantments. I've never got to this -7 effect because my enchantments always just stay in play. But that's another way to possibly return back, say, Salinity and 9 lives. But it's a good way to just tutor through your deck. Just go through it, and that way you can just find stuff. So 3 of. I originally had 4, but I took 1 out for an approach. I think 3 is fine. I don't think you need more than 3. This is one of your win conditions. You cast all these enchantments. You start creating 4/4s. You need this. You could tutor it. Approach is a faster win condition than this because you could just play approach. This draws so many cards that you could get approach back within a turn or 2. So that's a faster win. Here's the lands. It's whatever. The lands are just there. Okay, so Grafdigger's Cages I would bring in against goblins, Jund Sacrifice, Red-Black Sacrifice. Collect the company, whatever, anything that they need. The graveyard I could play off the top, but goblins for sure. Obviously you still have, Rest in Peace, 4 total, counting the sideboards, against, Jund Sacrifice, Red-Black Sacrifice, but I would still, if you could, I would bring this in just because it's really solid. So if I were to bring this in against goblins, right, I would probably cut 1 approach here. I would definitely cut the ley lines because they don't affect your hand. So I would cut the ley lines, the approach, that's 3 cards, and maybe even 1 enchantress here. So that's 4 cards. I would bring in 2 Grafdigger's Cages. Gideon's Intervention's not bad here because you could call out Muxus and stop them from playing Muxus. But really, it's more like 3. Oh, and Containment Priest. 2 Containment Priests is good too. So I would bring in 2, 4 cards. So take out that, take out that, take out the ley lines and bring that in. Containment Priest, it's there for the goblin decks. If they cast Muxus, you could cast this and it exiles all their goblins. They come in play, so they trigger their effects if they have a come in play effect, but then it exiles their goblins afterwards. Once again, bring that in against goblins, sack. This against the sacrifice deck, I bring it in, make it 4. This card is against control decks, because when you cast this card, now your enchantments cannot be countered anymore. So when you play against control, bring in all 4 of these copies. Obviously, these are easy cuts. You cut out Wrath of Gods, you cut out Baffling Ants against control. Those aren't going to work against control anyway, so you bring in those. Guy's Blessing, not sure if, mill decks are being popular right now in Standard. Not sure if they're going to make it into Historic. But if they make it into Historic, you bring one of these into your sideboard, and they can't mill you out, because when it goes from your deck to your graveyard, it shuffles this and your whole graveyard back into your deck. Obviously, you can still die by damage, but then that's what the Salinity 9 lives is. But this will constantly keep shuffling your graveyard back into your deck. So it's a 1 of there. Sorcerer's Spyglass is there against random planeswalkers. Ugin destroys you, because Ugin could get rid of this, and then once this is gone, you lose. So I bring that in against the Fairy, Ugin, stuff like that. Another Salinity to just in case, because there's only 2 in the deck. Gideon's Intervention, once again, you call out problematic card. Leyline of Sanctity, protect your hand, of course. So that's the deck. And like I said, I just 5-0'd. I 5-0'd a few before this. I'm currently 14, 15, 1, whatever with the deck. Has a 95% higher win rate with the deck. here it is. Like I said, it brought me up to Mythic 98%. I was in the low 80s, 70, 80s%, whatever range. And now it's brought me up to the 98. And I've only played about 14, 15 games with the deck. So I'm going to play some more now, and hopefully, it'll bring me up higher. But hopefully you enjoy the video. Hopefully you'll get, if you try it out, test it out a little bit first. It takes some time to get the hang of, but once you do, you understand everything. I'm still learning the deck still. It's a very solid deck. But if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. In the link below, in the description below, I will add my Twitch stream, and you can watch me. I stream 7 days a week, and you can watch me play this deck, play other decks. I mainly play historic, but I do also play standard now because this rotation happened. But yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and in the link below you'll have my Twitch stream. So hopefully, and I'll be posting videos, I would say 2 to 3 videos a week on my YouTube, so make sure you subscribe. Well, thanks for watching.